If you're going buck wild with the testosterone, that would be the way to get multiple peaking esters, multiple serum concentrations. What is up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Today's ASMR sip is 1907, 1907water.com, coupon code Russo. And the ASMR Spritz Intelligent Elephant Carbon, link in the description for this cologne. Here's your spritz noises. And all other discounts are in the pinned comment below if you want to support this type of content. Welcome back to PEDucation. Today I'm going to be going over my favorite injectable testosterone ester, which is actually 4 esters combined into one, Sustanon 250. So the anabolic and androgenic reading of testosterone is 100. And like I said, this blend is 4 different esters: 30 milligrams of testosterone propionate, 60 milligrams of testosterone phenylpropionate, 60 milligrams of testosterone isocarpate. I can't even pronounce that, nor have I ever heard of that ester outside of Sustanon. Finishing off with 100 milligrams of testosterone decanate. So you have 30 milligrams of propionate, which is ultra fast acting, which is going to peak within the day. And then you have 2 medium esters, which are around 2 to 4 day half-life. And then you have decanate, which is above 7-day half-life. So you have this crazy blend of multiple peaking esters, giving you multiple different serum concentrations throughout the day, essentially, making this a very unique blend of testosterone that personally is my favorite to utilize. Sustanon hit the market in the 1970s and was developed by Merck. And the reason why they proposed to develop it in the medical community was injecting frequency. They claimed that Sustanon was better to inject less frequently. I will go into my personal beliefs with that, and I heavily disagree with that, but it was never really, never really made a big splash other than getting developed. So it was never really approved in the United States. They gave up on the FDA approval, but this ester blend obviously took off in the international markets. All right, that's pretty much like the basis out of the anabolics book that I wanted to highlight as my medical reference. Now I'll go into my personal uses as well as the history of Sustanon, as well as I don't really agree with, the dosing protocol in this book. For me, Sustanon is way better than testosterone cypionate or enanthate because you get multiple peaking esters, and I always look better straight up. I always look better visually for vanity. I look better on the same amount of Sustanon dosage mg for mg as testosterone enanthate or cypionate, and I think it has to do with the multiple peaking esters and the more crazy blood serum concentration levels that fluctuate a bit with Sustanon. And that goes into my next point of the people fuck up the most with Sustanon because they try to inject it, like this book says, twice a week. My opinion, every other day minimum, and preferably every day. That way you get the crazy, multiple peaking esters, especially the propionate, and it's stable. You feel like it's stable, and over time, that's how I really chose to, utilize it. I started with Monday, Thursday shot, and it was a roller coaster, and it doesn't feel good emotionally. And yeah, you can get away with doing that. I really do notice amazing benefits though of doing everyday injections, or if I'm lazy, every other day injections. That way you get to take advantage of that propionate every single day, and you also get the balance, the stability of the other esters in there. The thing that I'll say about testosterone enanthate and testosterone cypionate is that the chances of gyno or estrogen control is way better than something like Sustanon. Sustanon is that injectable testosterone blend that is gonna give you gyno if you don't inject it correctly. That's why I'm saying to learn how to control it with an everyday injection and then spread it out to every other day injection after you have your AI dosage down if you need an AI, because it gets problematic if you're doing one big injection on Monday, one big injection injection Thursday. That's where you're not timing the estrogen conversion, or when these esters are peaking out and stuff, and it leads to a lot more gyno symptoms mg per mg than testosterone enanthate or cypionate. This can all be mitigated by, again, compressing it into everyday injections, which is really fucking annoying if you're just doing TRT, but if you're after performance gains and or vanity gains, this is definitely the compound that I personally prefer and have utilized the most out of all the testosterone blends. I've utilized enanthate and I've utilized Sustanon, and I always prefer Sustanon. However, Sustanon was the beginnings of my gyno, right? So Sustanon did give me gyno right off the bat because I went with what I read online of, oh, you only have to pin it twice, and I just did 500 testosterone, which was in Sustanon, and I did 2 big shots like an idiot. And yeah, I was like struggling with the exemestane to control it. I was very confused, and then once I started combining it into everyday shots spread out, oh my goodness, it was very easy to control, and I got my AI dosage down, and then I didn't have any issues. So that's like the one thing I wanted to note. But visually, testosterone enanthate, right? You don't really notice anything visually or it really working until week 4. Same with cypionate. Around week 4, after that, you notice the difference. With Sustanon, you notice that prop right off the bat, and then the decanate builds under it, and it's a great overall package for long-term controlled use, and or a great package for, again, if you're going buck wild with the testosterone. That would be the way to get multiple peaking esters, multiple serum concentrations. But other than that, that's all Sustanon is just a blend, right? It's just a blend. I would definitely recommend, every other day injections is probably where everyone's going to settle on it. Everyday injections is, my opinion, the best to control side effects. You're going to have way more gynecomastia issues with the multiple peaking esters, meaning multiple estrogen conversions going on. So you have to keep up on that. And that's really problematic when you're trying to, just inject it for TRT, HRT purposes, right? If you're trying to condense it into everyday, every other day injections, I don't really see this being an issue, but I 100% see it being an issue if we're trying to just like, oh, I want a little bit more power, I'm just gonna take my HRT cypionate and switch that for Sustanon. Yeah, you can do that, but like it's gonna be injected more frequently. Otherwise, I feel like you'll be complaining about estrogen symptoms. So hopefully you learned something. Share this to your friends, share my channel, and check out the rest of the PEDucation series. I'll see you guys in my next video.